And again, we're solving a rational equation where our variable's in the denominator. So first, let's take a look at the LCD. We have x squared and we have x. Now, x squared is just x times x. So our LCD is going to be that which both of them will divide into evenly, x squared. I'm going to multiply everything by x squared. And here I'm just going to hope that as opposed to writing it all out separately, I'm going to hope that I can do my canceling easily. So when I'm looking at the first term, that x squared completely cancels the denominator. So I get 1. Here's my negative. One of the x's in the x squared cancels the x in the second denominator. So I get 7x. That leftover x gets multiplied and equals 18x squared. So I have a quadratic. My x squared term is positive on the right, so I'm going to solve the other two to go join it. And we get this quadratic 18x squared plus 7x minus 1. All right. This turns out to be kind of factorable. But what I recommend you do when you're looking at something like this is automatically go to the quadratic formula. Unless you love factoring this. And you'll see when we're done that it wasn't really factorable. So x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Plugging in my numbers. All right, A, B, C. So B is 7, A is 18, and C is negative 1. Now, one thing I want you to think about when you're simplifying the quadratic formula, do the signs inside that radical first. By that I mean, look, I've got a negative in front of the 4, I have a negative in front of the 1. I know a negative times a negative is a positive. And then we get to 4 times 18, which is 72. In the denominator, I get a 36. All right, let's continue simplifying. I get the square root of 49 plus 72 is 121, which is a perfect square. And I get x equals negative 7 plus or minus square root of 121 is 11 over 36. I'm going to split that up into two answers. X equals negative 7 plus 11 over 36. And x equals negative 7 minus 11 over 36. That results in, let me see, looks like 4 over 36, which reduces to 1/9. And negative 18 over 36, which reduces to negative 2/4. Negative 1/2. Okay, on to example 6. First thing we probably want to do to figure out our LCD so that we can clear these fractions is to factor that first denominator. So it factors to x plus 5 times x minus 1. It turns out that this is our LCD as well because those two factors are in our other fractions, not a coincidence. So we're going to take this whole equation and multiply it by the LCD. That'll clear our fractions and make the rest of the work a lot easier. Kind of got some room from that previous problem. There we go. All right. So our first multiplication, that is our LCD. So the the denominator cancels out and we're left with just 1. Second multiplication cancels out the x plus 5, but we need to multiply the 6 by the remaining binomial, x minus 1. There's my equal sign, and the opposite here. The x minus 1 cancel, so my 1 in the numerator multiplies x plus 5. Yeah, I realize I didn't have to write it that way because those parentheses go away. All right, so let's simplify and finish solving. So I get 5x minus 5 is equal to 5. Looks like x equals 2. We are done with this problem. That's it for this video.